Hey everyone, Warwick's here. So we're back with the final video that we're going to be doing for Home Free Month. This is going to be, of course, Ring of Fire featuring Avi Kaplan, who at the time of this song was with Pentatonics, of course, has now left that group, in my understanding. Ring of Fire, of course, originally by Johnny Cash, probably one of the most famous songs in American history, if not one of the most famous songs in the world. Um, I've heard very little of this before. I think I've heard like a few seconds of it, and it was a while ago, so I don't really remember much of this. So we're gonna just go through the videos if it's a first time reaction because I legitimately don't remember much of anything about it. So we're gonna see what happens. For those new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you very much for tuning in. Just a kind of quick breakdown of me. I'm not a professional musician. I'm just a guy who really loves music, and I started doing these reaction videos in June. It's just a palate cleanser from my normal video game content that I've been doing for a while. And these videos have become my most popular videos on my channel now. I'm not getting away from the gaming stuff because that's just at the heart of what I want to do overall. But I love doing these videos, and as long as people love watching me do them, I will keep doing them because I still have fun doing them, and I probably will do them until I stop having fun doing them. So that's just the short version of me. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into Ring of Fire featuring Avi Kaplan, and we'll watch this through in full, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about it.
Love is a burning thing, makes a fiery ring, and bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. And I fell for you like a child. Whoa, the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Yeah, love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher.
Ooh.
And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Well. That was fun. Um, that was very cool. I see why that one's very popular. Why it has like 40 something million views. Makes perfect sense. Very cool. A lot more of Avi and Tim than I expected. I honestly like for some reason I did not expect, even though I know Johnny Cash generally had a lower voice. Um, it was kind of like a weird baritone bass mix. If I know the kind of different levels of harmony, I guess I don't know what you call it, but like his natural sound was a lot lower, so it makes sense that like Tim and Avi were doing the majority of the lyrics. But for some reason, I expected a lot more like Austin and Rob. So yeah, really cool. I really enjoyed that. I think done Johnny Cash right in that instance. So let's go back and let's talk about it. If you're only here for the reaction, congratulations. This is an under 5 minute video for you. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Those of you here for the analysis, let's get into it. All right, so first off, visually, very cool. You could tell they went with a little bit of professional lighting, of course, here with the bonfire, and then of course these lights here, the background of all the trucks, which makes sense considering the general audience for this song or what it was originally. And these guys, I've been focusing a lot more on their more country stylings for this month. I'll probably go back and do some of their non-country music, but they're one of the only groups that are kind of currently doing that kind of did a lot of country covers and did them well. I know Pentatonics and is a group I haven't really gotten into it yet at all. I'm sure they've got stuff out there. I know Voiceplay does it. Jeff's done quite a few of them in like his individual covers, but uh, Voiceplay as a group, at least the stuff that I've delved into, again, still getting into all these catalogs for all these groups. But the stuff that I love the most from Voiceplay, none of it is this country based. So the fact that Home Free is here to kind of provide that country flavor for someone like me who doesn't listen to a lot of country music at all. Like I said, I know they do a lot of other stuff, but um, this is kind of the thing that I really enjoy the most about them is the fact that they acapella country music, which is fairly unique among big time acapella groups. So, anyways, love the visuals here at the start. This is what threw me off right here. As I said, Tim started it. I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting Rob or Austin in particular to be starting it off. But Tim getting into a little bit more of a baritone level than sort of the deep bass level, which makes perfect sense for where the song starts. So just caught me off guard, but in a good way. I really like it. I as someone that loves baritone and bass singers, of course, and vocal percussion more than like the traditional tenors. Um, I always love when we can start down in these lower registers because it's closer to like my, I won't say awful, but it's like not the best singing voice, my natural range. So I dig it.
Love is a burning thing, makes a fiery ring.
And then of course, Avi coming in even lower than Tim in that case, obviously very much uh, the point with the arrangements to kind of show Avi's lower range. Uh, I like that drop on rain there, a ring at the end. Little unexpected. It doesn't feel completely in place in my opinion, but just a good way to show off Avi's range, which is tremendous.
And bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring.
So the sound that Adam makes with his snare hit, that very kind of like very tight, very high type sound. Um, I actually know what he's trying to simulate on a drum. Here, I got a Tupperware lid and a metal straw cleaner. So, let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. So normally when you hit like this. What he's doing is there is a way that you can make a different sound where you hit across with the middle of the stick like this, where you have like one end of the stick on the head. Let me raise this up. Where you have like one stick on the head and then you tap across. You don't actually hit the snare head, you hit the rim, which causes that echo. It's not a traditional shot where you're kind of hitting both at the same time to create like a almost like a gunshot sound. Here you're trying to make sort of like a clopping sound in a way. And you do that by hitting the rim and only the rim type sound. From a vocal percussion standpoint, in order to make that sound, like you could see, he's really like having to open up his throat a lot in order to make that type sound. It's just really, really cool. But that's like the type of sound that he's trying to simulate when it comes to like looking at it from like a true percussion standpoint.
Of fire, I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of...
You can see right there, we'll go back in just a couple seconds, when you see him doing that, the ghost note as it's called, you can see he's really having to pop his, really pop in his throat right there. That's so that he can make that sound quality really stick out. Obviously, he's probably doing it in person, but it's not like what he's doing at the bonfire is obviously not what's being done in the audio track because recorded in a studio. But um, what I imagine is the case is that what he's doing in this video is not that different than what he was doing in the studio. But just really watch his throat and his lower jaw.
Burns, burns, the ring of fire.
You can see how he's really having to like square out his jaw a lot. You can see that there. And he really opens it like that. That's just so that he can get that really high clop sound. I call it a clop snare. I don't know the exact musical terminology. It's been a long, long time, but especially to do it on that type of succession that, he's basically doing like a that type of beat without the full scope of everything else going on. Not easy to do in beatboxing, but he pulls it off very cleanly. So well done, Adam. I respect that.
Ring of fire.
And you can see he switched there. Instead of that clop sound, he's now actually hitting on the snare head itself in the case of a real drum, whereas now he's more of a sort of a deep, like that heavier snare, that type sound. And you can see at the very end of that clip where he went from having to square out his jaw and open it a lot, he was really able to tighten his teeth, almost grit his teeth together, and like use his lips a lot to go that type of sound. Really, really well done.
Taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet, and I fell for you.
And you can see he goes right back into the on the rim there. That cha 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 cha. Really, really nice changing of the vocal percussion, keeping it interesting. Doing a fantastic job, especially on top of Avi's very, very smooth voice. Still probably love Jojo Atsedu's the most from the Wellerman Misty Mountains cover. He did But in the Forest, Still No Eat, that line. But Avi's is obviously very, very good. We adore Avi. I like his beanie. I'm not a beanie guy. I wear hats, as you can tell. So the dudes that pull off beanies really well, I respect.
Like a child. Whoa, the fire wind wild.
Did he drop 2 octaves there? Am I hearing that right? Madman.
Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Yay, love is a.
Hey, I didn't notice that first time with that little hey love. That little run Tim did there. I like it. Good job. I like it, Tim. Little diversity from what we've been hearing from you in the past 3 songs with the little mini run. I probably missed some in the other songs, but nothing that's as prominent as this. I like it. Really dig that.
The burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound.
See Austin spitting. Or it was just really cold, but I think he was spitting there to make that sound, which is just, again, as someone that's dabbled in beatboxing in the past, that's just really funny because you do tend to make microphones very, very wet when you beatbox.
My wild desire.
Whoa, 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 whoa. High range, Tim. I like you. I know you get quote paid for your low notes, but can I have more of you? From my own personal listening standpoint, if you know other songs that Tim gets like that type of high range, like gets up there a little bit, like leave them in the comments. I want to go listen to them on my own time. Because I like basses when they get into high range. It's just really fun. Almost as much as, getting into the like, the D1s and G1s and growls and stuff like that. Sometimes it's nice to hear a bass get into like, the 3 and 4 and, the 3, 4 octaves, and sometimes even higher if they can get there.
I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flame.
trademark home free harmony is just glowing here. Really love it. I'm going to assume that was Austin on the very highest note, but that high harmony sounded very clean, and I don't know how easy it is to do because I can't get that high. Also, shout outs to Austin and his face right here.
And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire.
Okay, Avi's little visual at the end of taking off his beanie and switching to the traditional cowboy hat was funny. Tim's note at the end, I imagine it's growl, because I know he doesn't do subharmonics. I'm going to guess G1. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just going to guess. Trying to take in all the stuff you guys have been teaching me in the comments, those of you that have been doing note identifiers for me. I appreciate you greatly because it's helping me. I'm going to guess G1 growl, but I'm willing to be wrong. I'm very willing to be wrong on this. Let's go back and listen to it one more time real quick. Right there. Doesn't sound like a sharper flat in it, so yeah, that's Home Free's Ring of Fire, guys. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really cool, really neat. Quick 2.5 minutes on the song. Avi was spectacular, as you would expect Avi to be. In this case, the tenors weren't featured that heavily, but I think they were really, really important for filling in all the background noise. And of course, I spent like 3 or 4 minutes talking about Adam's beatboxing. You know how much I love me some vocal percussionists. So yeah, just a really, really strong effort all around. Really great visually. I like the idea of being around the bonfire, the literal ring of fire, because it is at a circle shape at its base. So just very, very cool. Love the visual at the end with Avi switching from beanie to cowboy hat, which was just kind of, it was cute. I think that's the best way to describe it. So love that video, guys. I think it was a great one to wrap up Home Free Month with. I appreciate everyone for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Comments good and bad. I've gotten them both for Home Free Month, more so than on any other group that I've done so far, which is just kind of funny to me. But, you know, you guys are very serious fans of Home Free, and I apologize for any and all mistakes that I made during this month, during this commentary, but we'll definitely be back visiting more of Home Free. I'm definitely going to go in and look at other things, like I've heard like the Butts remix and stuff like that are all things that I need to go in and check out some of their like comedy stylings. But that's it. So next month is going to be voice play. Obviously not covering I Can't Make You Love Me, because I've already done a video and cried my eyes out to that. Running Up That Hill, which is my longest acapella reaction video at 38 minutes. So I won't be covering those two, but I have 4 songs picked out already that I'm going to do. Because this is also late coming out on a Sunday, I now have a reminder set on my phone. Literally an alarm that says at 6 o'clock every Thursday, I start recording for these Sunday videos so that I try not to miss them because I'm getting involved in other things. So got that going for me. So I'll try not to be late on these in the future. Apologies that this one's coming so late on Sunday. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope you're all enjoying good music. Let's go get ready for Voice Play Month starting next week, and I will see you all in the next video.